Premier Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly is interviewing Ursula, the CEO of the Chemical Industries Education and Training Authority, which has developed several new qualifications for the emerging green hydrogen economy. Hi Ursula, it's great to chat to you once again. Green hydrogen received quite a boost this month when the European Commission President Ursula von Leyen urged South Africa to get going on green hydrogen. And then last week, Anglo American revealed that South Africa's hydrogen corridor has been shortlisted for just energy transition investment. How does this fit in with the development of several new qualifications for the green hydrogen sector by the Chemical Industries Education and Training Authority?
Well, Martin, you're absolutely right. There's a massive opportunity for us to seize here, and we need to seize this green hydrogen moment. Green hydrogen becoming the new gold, and this a resource for us to significantly exploit to create new jobs, SMME development, and just fundamentally transform our economy as a whole. One of the 5 barriers that we've identified to exploiting our green hydrogen potential as a country is the lack of a skills infrastructure. We've, through our research as the Chemical CHIETA or CHIETA, we've undertaken now for the last 2 to 3 years various pieces of research, and our data suggests that overall we need about 178 key skills and competencies. There are 17 key skills that we need to train for, such as gas engineers, hydrogen systems engineers, hydrogen technicians. And without the skills infrastructure, we will not be able to seize the green hydrogen opportunity. So what we've then subsequently done is to address this problem of a lack of skills infrastructure to then ensure that when the opportunity presents itself, we have locally skilled artisans, professionals, managers, and overall green hydrogen leadership in the country. We've developed 3 new qualifications, which we are subsequently registering with the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations. The first one is that of a green hydrogen technology practitioner. This will ensure that you have the skill on site to manage your green hydrogen technologies, such as your electrolyzer technologies. The second is that of a green hydrogen production practitioner. Now, we've been working with some of our companies such as Sasol, Afrox, Air Products, Rheinmetall, and many of them require some form of production expertise in order to produce the green hydrogen on site. And the third qualification is that of a green hydrogen storage and fuel transport. Because transporting hydrogen is very dangerous. It's a gas that is highly explosive, especially at high temperatures. So you do need to have certain safety standards. And so you will have to be qualified to actually transport and store green hydrogen. So these are the 3 qualifications that we are contributing as the Chemical CHIETA to ensure that we have an adequate skills infrastructure to seize the green hydrogen opportunity as a country.
And have you had any response to the information that you put out that you were doing this?
In fact, our entire development process is informed by our stakeholders. So the companies themselves, the training providers, all approached us as CHIETA, and they said to us that, look, this is where the demand lies. So we need pipe fitters, for example, on site, and they need to be adequately trained. So what we've been able to do is to work with our companies to say, these are the skills that if you train for them, we will be able to absorb these skills into the economy. So the likes of Sasol, Air Products, and various other companies like Rheinmetall, we are working closely with them.
And what about the educational institutions? Have they created any framework for this?
So we have plans to implement the first of its kind Green Hydrogen Center of Specialization. And this Center of Specialization is going to be in collaboration with our higher education institutions, such as universities, as well as our TVET colleges. And so we are collaborating with some of our sister CHIETAs, the Mining Qualifications Authority. As we know, there's quite a few developments in the mining space with companies like Anglo venturing into green hydrogen trucks, etc. And then we're collaborating with CHIETA on the transport side. 95% of the green hydrogen economy is transport orientated. So without transport infrastructure, we will not be able to import components or export green hydrogen. And so some of the universities that we are working with, including TVET colleges, we are going to be identifying at least two universities. We're looking at University of Johannesburg, which has got a green hydrogen chairperson, for example, and they have some expertise in that area. And as a CHIETA, we will be looking at our TVET colleges. We haven't yet identified some of these TVET colleges, but the Center of Specialization will be hosted in one of these TVET colleges and universities such as University of Johannesburg in collaboration with other CHIETAs.
Just swinging now to the other things that you do, the world is also transforming digitally. And what is the Chemical Industries Education and Training Authority doing to train people to be able to cope with digital advance?
We're living in a digital first world. So, we need to have digitally savvy, digital literate, and data literate citizens. And so one of the things that we're really looking to do is to bridge this digital skills divide that currently exists in the country. So the data from Stats SA indicates to us that only 1.7% of rural households have fixed internet access at home. That means the vast majority of our more than 30% of rural communities can access the internet and digital technology. So we can't really talk of a fourth industrial revolution when you've got so many of our poor rural communities who are left behind. So to ensure that no one is left behind, one of the things we have established is our smart skills centers. And these smart skills centers are designed to address this problem of a digital divide between urban and rural communities. And the smart skills centers, what they are, they're spaces for training using digital technologies such as virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence to close the digital skills gap. So that if you are in the chemical sector and you are an analytical chemist, you could be upskilled as a data scientist, which then broadens your horizons for new opportunities, to then also be eligible for more opportunities as a data scientist or to exploit the opportunities that the fourth industrial revolution brings with it. So we've established about 6 of these smart skills centers. They're all in rural communities, from Saldanha Bay to Mojaji's Kloof in Limpopo, and working with the private sector. So actually, this is one of a practical example of a public-private partnership in action. We have our Gauteng Smart Skills Center, which is going to be with the PG Glass Group, one of the largest commercial glass producing companies in the country. And the center will ensure, together with the PG Glass Group, that we bring gamification, artificial intelligence to training glass fitters, for example, for the glass sector, and making sure you have tech-savvy artisans. So our goal is to have 9 smart skill centers, 1 in each province. Thus far, more than 26,000 rural poor have been trained with some form of digital skill that could range from expertise as a cybersecurity practitioner or a Java developer or a data scientist, and they're therefore able to access new opportunities through our Smart Skills Center. So we're really working closely with the private sector here to have 1 Smart Skills Center in every province by the end of this year.
And is the global transition towards the circular economy also driving demand for new skill sets within the chemicals industry?
Absolutely, and we've seen that, with water as a circular resource. So as a chemical CHIETA, we are actively involved in looking at addressing the water poverty or the problem of water scarcity. South Africa is, of course, a water scarce country. What we've found is that there's not enough incentives for businesses, for example, to see what's in it for them in terms of ensuring that they reuse, recycle water as a circular resource in their businesses, as an example. And so we've been working tirelessly as well to lobby and advocate for water as a circular resource, ensuring that we address the problem of water poverty in the country, but using innovative means. A lot of the challenges, more than 3 million people lack access to decent water, for example. Only 26% of our municipalities have capable water infrastructure. But we see this more as an opportunity and not as a problem. So it's a water opportunity that we can seize. And how do we do so? Why is it a water opportunity? Well, because with every crisis, there's always, a silver lining, and there's always something that we can look at. And so we believe that if we train enough SMEs, startups, that could be able to close that gap in some of the water challenges that we have, and make sure that water is seen as a circular resource, we could be able to see more jobs being created. You also need more water engineers being trained, We're also looking at new technologies. There's this new technology that has come, which actually it shows that we capture water from the air. Because there's more water in the air than there is any water in the rivers and dams. And so we want to have these type of water harvesting technologies, for example, where in almost every rural community, you can recycle or capture water, from the air, and then you turn that into a commodity that could be utilized in the communities.
And finally, Yushin, what's the big takeaway?
I think, the main thing is collaboration, I would say. We really need to drive more collaboration, especially between the public and private sector. Because in all these challenges, from digital to sustainability to circular resource economy and the water problems that we have, we can't do it alone. And I don't think the chemical CHIETA has the resources nor the capabilities to solve all these problems. So our call to action is really to say, let's have much more high impact collaboration that find expression, that address specific problems and have certain high impact measures so that we do get to a state where we're making a dent on some of these problems such as youth unemployment, underdevelopment, etc. So fundamentally, it's a call to action for greater high impact collaboration across sectors between both public, private and communities.
It was Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly speaking to Ursula Pillay, the CEO of the Chemical Industries Education and Training Authority.